Hi! Welcome to our review of Pete's Dragon. I'm Scott.
I'm Sam.
And this is our review of Pete's Dragon. What did you think?
2016.
2016 Pete's Dragon.
Yes, you have to distinguish.
Spoiler-free review, we'll do that first, and then we'll go into a spoiler review later. So, spoiler-free review, what do you think? Do you think someone should go and see the movie, not go and see the movie?
Go see it at least once. You know, it by itself, as long as you don't compare it to the old one, I think you'll really like it. And take your kids. It's definitely a wholesome, family-friendly film.
Yeah, actually, I was hearing a lot of other reviewers saying, like, ooh, it's a little scary in the beginning when, you know, the inciting action kind of happens where the reason for why the boys with the dragon. And no, that's not a big deal at all. Like, they do it in the most playful, like, lighthearted way that they can. Take that sort of serious moment. And I won't spoil that moment for you either.
Plus, kids nowadays see the most awful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, no, this is tame, mild.
And yeah, I think that people should go check it out in the movie. It was a good movie. Definitely heartwarming. It's got a tearjerker to it. It's definitely like one of those movies where
it brought a tear to me eye.
Yeah, you know, you'll probably get choked up a bit, especially if you're kind of like an animal lover, sort of like dogs and stuff like that. You'll probably hit really close to it.
And the CG was good. The dragon was awesome. I was pleasantly surprised.
Dragon was awesome.
Because the trailers did nothing for it.
Yeah. He does do the same disappearing thing from the first one, and that's not a spoiler because I think they showed it in the trailer. And I don't know, I don't like the fact that he just disappears. But we'll go into more of that a little bit later. I mean, it's a fun movie. It's wholehearted. It's keeps your kids engaged. I think it's a good movie.
But long and short of it, go see it at least once.
Yep.
Yeah.
That being said, we're going to talk more about the spoilers. So if you haven't gone to see the movie, go ahead and stop it, and then come back and see it when you've done.
Pause.
All right. Spoiler review. So.
Oh.
I can't talk about Pete's Dragon without talking about the old Pete's Dragon.
Yes.
Because I might be the only person out there in this world who likes the old Pete's Dragon.
Excuse me, I like it too.
I love that movie. Like, to me, the old one was, like, it was a child's imagination. It was like a romp through a child's imagination.
Exactly.
It's fun. It's family friendly.
Of course, it's supposed to be ridiculous.
You know,
it's the best kind of ridiculous out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's
1960s singing songs.
70s,
you know,
yeah. Just oh Petey. Like, how can you not like that? It's awesome.
It's definitely, a lot of people, what they say about the old one is that it's cornball. I mean, like, I can see that it would be perceived that way. I mean, you probably feel like...
Of course it's corny, but for a kid's movie, I think it's really entertaining how cornball-y it is. Kind of like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That's corny, that's cheesy, but that's a classic.
Well, and see, in the old one, you're never quite sure if the dragon is real or not. You know what I mean? You're always kind of led to believe, like, yes, like, they do interact with the dragon, like, people in the town see the dragon. No one believes that they see the dragon because it's all drunks who see it, which kind of is coincidental. But they see the dragon, you know what I mean? But it still kind of lives in the kid's imagination. And in the end, it's a dragon that kind of goes around and helps out children and it flies off and does its thing. And it has, like,
he's kind of like a Mary Poppins thing where he shows up whenever the kid needs them, and then when the kid finally finds his forever family or, you know, truly finds happiness, he's like, okay, I've done my job, now move on.
Yeah,
you know?
and the ending is very much a little like the ending of, not the end of Winnie the Pooh, but the pseudo ending of Winnie the Pooh, where Winnie the Pooh's sitting on the bridge with Christopher Robin, and he's like, well, Christopher Robin's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to see you as much because I'm going to be starting school and stuff. I don't know if you've seen that part. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of a tearjerker. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like this kid losing, like, becoming a man and forgetting his imagination and his imaginary friend. And in Pete's Dragon, it's on the reverse, where the imagination is kind of helped him out. He's done. He's ready to become,
it's a coming-of-age story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just... It's awesome. So all you haters out there, get over yourselves.
Oh, great. Now we're going to have 1,000 comments. I hate the songs. I hate the little boy's voice.
You can hate it all you want. Okay? Hate it. That's not my problem. But the new movie...
The new one, in contrast, the dragon is real. The dragon is real. He's real.
That does bother me a little bit. That I wish it was more imaginative, like the old one, you know? Because that's kind of the point. It's like the Polar Express, where you have to believe in order to see it, kind of thing, you know? And it's, I don't know, that kind of...
Well, and I think that gets that can be a little cornball in certain ways, too. But I agree. I wish that it would stay more imaginary. And even so, like, I wish that okay, so say they're going to ground it, they're going to make it real. It's okay that it's real. It's not bad that it's real. He has a genuine... The relationship between Pete and Elliot in the new one is more like a boy and his dog. And in the old one, it was more like a boy and...
His imaginary friend?
His imaginary friend. Like, the dragon was more like a boy, just like him. Like, he had an attitude. He had sort of ways that he reacted to stuff. Like, he was comical, where he would, make his body disappear, and then when he, and then his head would be there, and like, because he wanted to go to the town. In this one, the dragon doesn't have as much of a personality as it has, like, a dog mentality, and it definitely adds to the story a bit.
It has a personality, but I agree, they're making it more dog-like and less person-like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
And so, I think it would be cool if they're going to take and make the dragon real, at least give us something interesting about how he disappears. Because the other part that I had was, he disappears, and I'm like, oh, if they're going to make him real, maybe make him camouflage into things. Maybe make his...
he did camouflage into the tree.
But he just kind of... he actually disappears. He just kind of fades away. He doesn't actually camouflage, though. I think one thing that would be really cool is if the dragon could use his body as sort of camouflage. If, like, maybe its legs looked more like wood, had, like, almost a bark look to it, and when he puts them together, he just looks like a tree. And he's just sort of, like, sits in the trees, and you wouldn't notice him because he just kind of stands there still. Or maybe if the dragon's house was underground and he crawls into a hole, and then the dragon's back is green and fuzzy and it looks like grass.
That would be
that would be a cute little thing where, like, maybe Pete and him live in this little hole, and the top of the den is really just his back, and it's just people can walk on it, and it's fuzzy and it's like grass.
That's funny.
I think that would be a cute way to give a little bit back to that original story, a little bit of that whimsy, a little bit of that kid mentality to the real dragon story. But in this, they really wanted it set as a real dragon. I think the director kind of had just this... I don't think he necessarily had Pete's Dragon in mind when they wrote the script, but they had the opportunity to do Pete's Dragon, so the script worked for it, which is not a bad thing, but in the same regards, it does leave you to problems.
Yes. Well, you want to talk about the people?
Pete's wonderful.
Yes.
He did a great job. That boy is... I think he's a pretty good coming up actor. When he yells, when they're grabbing him, and he's barking like a dog, and it's like, oh my gosh! If you ever had like a dog and you're trying to take it away from something that it wants and it's yelping, it tears your heart out. And you're watching this little boy when they're holding him back from being able to run to get to his dragon, and it's like, oh my god!
I know, it made me so sad. Like it's kind of like when your dog like hurt itself and it gives that blood curdling like cry. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But so the boy was good. The chick,
what's the actress's name?
Bryce Dallas Howard. She is what's his name's daughter. Oh my gosh. Opie.
Oh. What's his name? Ron Howard.
Yes. I can't believe I forgot. Anyway, she was very wispy and...
Yeah, she...
Well, kids, And
even the boy seemed bored by listening to her. Like, she tries to grab him before he runs out to the forest again when they get back to her house. And she's like, oh, you know what? My dad told me this story about this and this. And then the kid's like, move it along, lady. Like, we're not buying it.
It was very... She was trying to be wholesome, but it was so wholesome that it seemed fake.
It did. I think that, her and the Robert Redford character, they're supposed to be the main characters, you know what I mean? From the old one, it was the need of that Pete needed a family to take him away from the bad guy family. Yeah. In this, there's no bad guy family. There's just mom and dad's dead, and we've got to figure this out.
Carl Urban, he's the bad guy technically. He's trying to take.
Yeah, but they're more after the dragon. So they're like the two salesman guys in the old one who were money, money, money by the pound. You know,
best song. But
no more than that, or else YouTube will sue us.
But no, yeah, I agree. It's nature. It's man encroaching on nature. That's kind of the enemy of the story. You know, it's that environmental.
I guess, but it's not for Pete. There's no like we're saying.
Yeah.
Pete in the old one had a reason for needing the dragon, and it was to get away from this like awful family and find a new family. And there was this lady who had a broken family, and you know the dragon brought the boy and the mom together, and then helped find the mom and the dad together, and they made a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As like, you know, very cheeseball as that is, that's really what it does.
And you know, they were trying to do the same scene from the old movie, you know, when they're in that warehouse barn thing, and, you know, they have them tied down, and lame.
Yeah, well, no, there wasn't. The worst part about that was that they had him in the barn, and I'm fine with that barn scene, I'm fine with even how dopey the people characters are, where they're like, we're going to get the police guy, but then everyone leaves the barn for some reason.
Every single one of them, yeah.
And then that gives them time to get out. But the stupidest part is when Pete's in the office for the woodsman's office place, and he goes, I just want my dragon back, and I just want to live in the forest and not have to see any people ever again. And it's like, and then the girl goes, but then I wouldn't get to see you. It's like, step off! You know, it's like, holy cow! Did you not see what you just did to my friend who's saved me from, like, who's literally my parents?
This little girl didn't do it. She likes Pete.
She was standing there when they strung up the dragon and shot him full of tranks.
Like she could have done anything about it.
Well,
you're blaming this little girl.
Well, she doesn't need to be like, well, what about me? It's like, no one cares about you. This isn't girl's dragon. This is Pete's dragon.
First of all, you're horrible, and you'll get that later. And second of all, the point is that he's created a relationship, and he should interact with human beings. He is a human, okay? That was their point. You're looking at it as, bitch, you like screwed this up for me, like. It's like, no, that's not the point, okay?
Well, he had such a good relationship, and basically, to continue on with the story, you know, they get the dragon, they free the dragon, and in the end, the family goes, okay, Pete, now you're with us, and he's like, yeah, I need to have a family, and then it's like, the dragon's like, where do I live?
I know, that made me so sad.
I guess you have to leave the forest then. It's like, dang, cold-hearted! So you just took this dragon's best friend, his only child, destroyed his home, made him leave, and now he has to fly off. And then in the very end, it's like the family goes on a family trip, and then they're like randomly on some cliff, and they see Elliot fly up, and then there's like baby Elliot.
There's a family, Elliot family. I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
no.
And then they're like, see ya, and it's like, wait.
The ending kind of sucked, I agree. Like, the movie was pretty okay up until that point.
And we're adding up the dragons are real, and I'm fine with that. But then, like, how does Elliot find other dragons? Like, give us something else that makes more, like, the movie was wonderful, and we're giving it a lot of crap because we're nitpicking the story, and the story can be nitpicked all at once.
And it was fun, and it was entertaining, and it's definitely wholesome. Take the kids, but just understand there's a lot of plot holes, and
I want the kid to go back and live in the forest with Elliot. Forever. And then we have Pete's Dragon 2, where Pete's like all grown up and he's like a mountain man.
Does he find a girl at that point? What is this, like Tarzan?
Pete's Dragon 2, The Search for More Women. That's the...
I felt like Mel Brooks should almost sue you for that. Because that was so close!
Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. No, but I think that it was a fun movie. I had a blast.
Yes. So go see it. Just don't read too much into it.
Don't forget the old one. Watch the old one.
Yes, embrace the old one.
I'm not gonna be like all these other reviews where they're like, the old one sucked and it just had music. The music was awesome. The kid was awesome. It's imaginary friend stuff. It's awesome.
Disney's all about the cornball and the music, okay? Get over yourself.
Watch them both and have a blast.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and tell us how wrong we are or how right we are about our reviews.
But if you say we're wrong, we'll just ignore you. Just saying.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.